Hey everybody, Julie the Whippy Chick here, and I'm doing a product review slash tutorial, I guess, on the Clover Pom Pom Maker set. It comes with 4 different sizes, so you could make really big pom-poms or really tiny pom-poms or somewhere in the middle. So I've used this a couple times. I made a couple of hats. And I wanted them to have pom-poms on them. They're for my wee little nieces, my little girls. They're so cute. So yeah, I made these cute little pom-poms for the hats, and I used this. Now I have made pom-poms before using the cardboard square method, which lots of YouTubers have videos on that, and it is very helpful and it definitely works. You do not need to buy something like this. But I will say that this does make it easier and more even and less messy, if that makes sense. So let's open it up. It does come with a couple instructions. This is like the shortened version of the instructions, and they have some more in-depth instructions in here. But it's pretty easy to figure out, and this is the size I used last night, so this is what I will show you. Now these things open up, these little arches open up nice and wide on both sides, and you can kind of see there's this pin here in the middle, and that does pop apart, which is good. You want it to do that. It's kind of necessary for the function of making the pom-poms. So I'm going to start, whoops, you can see where I made it from last night. It's got little pieces coming out. All right, so I'm going to start at the beginning. You're going to need your yarn, obviously. I always hold my yarn together with hair clips. I don't know if anyone else does that, but holds my yarn cakes together pretty well. You're going to need some yarn. You're going to need some sharp scissors. These ones are actually a little smaller than I'd probably like, but I think they'll do the trick. I seem to have misplaced my big sewing scissors, so I'm just going to use these. And of course, you're going to need the pom-pom maker. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up 2 of the arches. You see they're side by side. You're going to open them up evenly. And what you're going to do, let me pull from the center of this, is you're just going to start at one end. You're just going to kind of hold it in place here and just wrap it around. You don't have to be super neat with it. At least I don't think you do. I wasn't last night, and everything worked out great. So you just keep wrapping it around until you get it pretty thick. The thicker the better, because you don't want a scrawny old pom-pom. You want a nice big fluffy pom-pom. So you just keep wrapping it around. And you can hum a little song if you want to. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Or you can listen to real singers. Turn on your radio. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It really doesn't take very long. I went around it, I think, 3 or 4 times last night when I made my pom-poms. And in the instructions it says you just want, you know, the arch to be kind of just a slight arch when you're ready to close it back up. So I think that's good. Now I'm going to just close it. Now you just close it back up. Very simple. Close it up and then just cut your yarn there. Now you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. See, there's these little levers here. You just pull up on them and wrap this one.
use that part. It's fun to be a nerd. Just kidding. Sure they don't. So yeah, just keep on wrapping around there. I'll go around once more. Nice big fluffy pom-pom.
And I'm going to close it back up and snip that end. Now comes the scary part. It's really not scary. It just feels scary at first. Take your scissors, and you can see where these two arches kind of have a separation in between. That's where you're going to kind of start cutting. You don't want to hold that in place though. And you just make your way, and you can see there's like this little dip here, this little gully, I guess you'd call it. You're just going to insert your scissors down in there and cut. Oh, that one just seems to want to come apart. I'm going to hold it down. Cut the whole way. And then do the other side. Exact same way. Now this little dip that's in here is not only good for running your scissors through, but you're also going to pull out a piece of yarn. I like to make mine nice and long so I have plenty to sew with. And you are going to put that in to that space. See how that fits right in there? Flip it over. And I've got to make it even. It's just me. I like things symmetrical. And I just tied a knot. Nice and tight. So your yarn is going to go way down in between these two arches. And then for me, I flipped it over and I tied another knot as tight as I could without breaking your yarn. That would not be a good idea. And then I just did it a couple more times just to make sure that that was nice and tight. And the last one, I don't know where I learned this, but you know, it's like you tie a regular knot and then you just do it again. I think I learned it when I was like a teenager and I was making beaded bracelets with that plasticky twine stuff, that stretchy yarn or stretchy thread. Anyway, you do it twice and it makes an even tighter knot. So now you've got your pom-pom all tied, and you're going to lift your little levers one at a time. So there's one, there's two, there's my ends here. There's three, and there's four. And now the fun part. We are going to take it apart. Remember, there's that pin in the middle, so we're just going to gently separate it. And look at that. Give it a little shake. And you're going to want to trim your ends a little bit where they're a little uneven. And that is it. And it's like a perfect pom-pom. I was really, really pleased with this little gadget. I thought it was great. Not super expensive. I think for the whole set, I believe it was $14 at Michael's. And which isn't bad, you know, because you're getting 4 different sizes. So I thought that was pretty decent. I did see another set that just had 2. I think it was the 2 middle sizes, and I think that was $8. So I don't know. I thought it was worth it. I thought it was, you know, worth $14. You can make all different sizes, and they really do come out pretty close to perfect. You do have to trim a few ends, but you know, I think it's perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this little product review and tutorial for the Clover Pom Pom Maker set. And if you liked this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know if you've got one of these or if you've tried it, or different methods that you have tried to make pom-poms. Like I said, I have done it the old cardboard way, but I like this way better. Okay, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bring you home. Yeah, come on.